What's going on, everybody? It is Ninja Cowboy, your favorite Apex Legends coach. I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve night, but don't worry. I got my threads on, the ugly Christmas sweater. I got the dope hat. I already wrapped up all my daughter's presents. They're underneath the tree. Santa's cookies and milk is out with a little letter from her. Wife's in bed. Everybody's asleep, ready to go, and I'm here. We're going to pump out another video and get it released for you on Christmas Day, hopefully. So, if you're watching this on Christmas, Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Today, we're going to be reviewing TSM and the game that they won in the Autumn Circuit playoffs and some of the ways that you can take some of the different techs, mechanics that they were using within their gameplay and bring it into your own play style. Now, again, disclaimer, this is TSM Imperial Hal's VOD, his perspective. So if you could please, anyone seeing this is definitely already following and sub to him on every single platform that he creates content on, but this will be his, so disclaimer there. I'm not trying to steal any of his content, just doing a simple review for educational purposes for you and myself. Let's get right into it. The hat was super hot. Had to roll up the sleeves, had to fold up the hat. It's not necessarily hot in my office, but when I'm wearing a big furry hat and a Christmas sweater, things go the way they go. So we're going to be jumping in right off drop. I'm going to be skipping around a little bit. There's a couple slower parts where nothing's really going on, but I want you guys to kind of understand the how to work the planning phase. This TSM is one of the best planning phase teams in the game, and then how they're working their position to eventually put themselves in the right spots to win the entire game. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So again, as in previous review, we are not going to be, I'm not going to be showing off the comms as much. I just want this to be a visual learning. I want you guys to see exactly what they're doing, and I will help break down what's going on just to keep things transparent as possible. So right now, Hal, being the IGL, is going to be going through some of the ways that he wants to play this game out. This is game 5-ish, something like that. I'm a bad YouTuber. I didn't take the time to look it up. But this is around game 5. They haven't taken a win yet, and their placements have been good, but not great. So they're definitely looking to take a dub here. So they're going to change up their play style. They're going to play a lot less aggressive, and instead they're going to be playing a position early on. They're going to get a beacon scan, as you see in the top left. Up there, all the way in the top left of the screen. This is hard, new setup. You're going to see that he does have zone in Skyhook, or fragment. And it's going to be a fragment circling zone. So what he's saying is we can't play the broken building that they normally play. Broken building is one of the buildings that's across from the bridge, across from where the beacon is and that little bridge that goes across the divide. That broken building, he's looking at it right now. Can't play that without a Watson. That's what they're talking about right now. The reason you can't play that without a Watson is because the limited amount of cover that you have prevents you from being able to actually stop things like barrages or nades flying in, different things like teams pushing in with zip lines or wraith portals, other things like that. So if you don't have a Watson to fence off those entry points, then there's really no point in playing broken. You're just going to get spammed or aggroed, and then you're going to get taken out of the game way too early. So what he opts to do, very smart play, as usual, one of the best IGL's biggest brains in the game. He calls to play the north side of Fragment. Now, one thing that he stresses, which is probably the best play that he possibly could have, is he stresses that they have to be protecting both buildings from both sides. One big issue with this building is that it is very, very open to the cliff that leads to Epicenter. So a team like Complexity, they drop Epicenter, could jump off of that cliff and take their north side building very easily, and from there just play control, bounce from building to building, look for opportunities, and then move in to take the fight. And they're just not looking to take a fight early here. They want to play position, they want to get some early picks, maybe off rotation, but not really extend for anything, build their evos, wait for some teams to whittle down, and figure out where the zone is going. Now, this is exactly what needed to happen at this point. Hal is, his aim is just nuts. Like, I understand he's got a blue stock, blue barrel, but still, an R9 from that range just fragged him for 70. This dude is insane. Huge fan of Hal. I think he's absolutely incredible. I've definitely learned a lot personally from just watching his gameplay and listening to his callouts and things of that nature. So right now, one of the biggest things that they're struggling with is loot. They looted really, really quick so that they were able to take a position early, which prevented them from getting optimum amounts of loot, so they don't necessarily have as many heals or ammo as they would like, but they do have one of the best positions in the game. If you watch my previous video, which if I can figure out how to do it, it might be up here or it might be below, or I don't really know how that works, but I'm going to figure it out when I'm editing this. Communication, coordination, and positioning are the holy trinity, the foundation of Battle Royale games. So he's really taking advantage of that positioning portion of it, and he's making sure that they're taking the strongest positions in the game. Now you see here he's poking out a little bit. He's playing a little more aggressive. He wants to make sure that he has a really wide open posture on his position so that no teams feel like they can freely rotate onto his position without taking a lot of damage. It's kind of making it, it's almost, he's just playing to make it not worth rotating in and taking the fight, because you're going to end up wasting so many resources just to engage the fight that the fight's not going to be worth it in the end. Now, another very important part to all of this is just because you are playing positioning doesn't mean that you need to be scared to take a fight. The most important thing when you're playing a position like this, especially when you do not have a Watson Caustic, you have to be willing to fight if a team wants to push in on you. Do not be the scared team that gets pushed in on and immediately gets bullied out of their position and rotates off at giving that position up for free. Control your space, fight for it hard, and if a team comes into your position, play the advantage that you already have by being the originator in that position and take that fight. You get one knock, you get two knocks, you're most likely going to get the other team to reset, or you're just going to be able to clean them up 3-wipe easy, but you have to make sure that all 3 of your teammates are on the same page and are taking the fight together. Very, very important. Do not get split. Teams that are aggroing in are always going to be looking to isolate one of your teammates and get an early pick. Once it's a 3v2, the aggressing team almost always gets the victory because they're pushing the team that's defending on the back foot. As a defensive team, you cannot allow yourself to go on the back foot. You always want to be pushing the pace and making sure that that enemy team does not find it worth to push into that position anymore. Very, very important thing. You see TSM do this constantly. They've been a position playing team for the majority of the time Apex Legends has been a game. They've obviously adapted to the newer metas and are starting to play a lot more aggressive, starting to get in on teams and play edge a little bit here and there. But at the end of the day, their strongest place is when they're playing positioning. Now I do, just for forewarning, I have the video sped up to 1.25 just because I don't want to linger on too much in this early game stuff. I want to get through to the good stuff. But again, here they're just playing split between these two buildings, getting their poke damage down, getting information on zone, and trying to get some picks off rotations. Okay, another great point right here. Again, we haven't really gone through too much of the video. Like I said in my last video, I do want to be going from start to finish and give you guys all of the little pointers and little things that you guys might not notice. So here, they see a team crafting, they see a team running to market, they get a little bit of damage on them, but they don't push the team. Reason for that, Hal and Snipedown and Reps are communicating constantly throughout this whole thing, giving each other information on where all the teams are and what's all going on, where the rotations are coming from. Snipedown is getting some good scans on Bloodhound, so they have a good survey of the area. And with that information, they know that there are way too many teams that have overlook on market, that if they were to take that fight, even if they were to be successful in the 3v3 and get 3 picks off of it, they're going to get picked off by another team, by a third party, by someone shooting down on them from height, or get caught on rotation, something along those lines. They're definitely not going to come away from that with kills and be alive. And even if they do, the resource gain from it might not be worth. So they're definitely going to hold their position here, get poke damage where they can, and they're going to continue to play at the pace that they are, which is working very, very well. And last important thing before I cut on to the next portion of the video, Snipedown is constantly burning scan on that team behind and above them because that is their biggest threat right now. That is their #1 priority, is to make sure that the team that is holding the cliff above them does not get froggy and decide to jump off the cliff and try and take their north side building away from them. That north side building is very, very, very important right now. It has height over the other building that they're holding, which he's inside of right now, and it can absolutely open up opportunities for a team to get an opener, get an entry frag, get some opening damage, and then push in and take TSM out. They're very smart. They know that this is what's going on, so they need to, he already called it out earlier, their high priority is ensuring that the cliff does not jump down on them. So, getting into another hotspot on them in the game here. So you're seeing a lot of fights go down. You're seeing a lot of things happen, a lot of shots being fired. And pretty soon here, we're going to see a really, really strong engagement coming in from TSM. I think I fast forwarded, or I rewinded a little bit behind what I was trying to show. So it's going to take a second here. But essentially, this is going to be a textbook version on how to aggress a team to ensure that they don't think that there's any chance that they can push in on you, especially getting 1 or 2 knocks and cleanups on enemy teams early on in the game is so huge for taking in a win, because you know that there are more, you're going to be playing against as many duos as possible, and you always want to take 3v2s where possible. If you can get a knock and get a cleanup, that is absolutely large. Getting knocks off of teams so that they're always a man down is huge. It's going to delay anyone from pushing you. No 2-man is ever going to push a 3-man positioned up into a building. Okay, so here goes the engage. So Reps calls it out. He pings them in market. Hal sees that he's taking a lot of damage from enemy teams, so he's going to go ahead and he's going to go for a portal play. The reason he's dropping the portal is so that he has an easy out None of his teammates are going to follow him in. The reason being is he's going to let that Wraith, who has that really easy get out of jail free card with the Q ability, he's going to let him go in. He puts a huge spray on 2 teammates in the cubby. He's going to go back, he's going to reset, communicate it to his team, and he's going to hold for the push. They know that one got knocked from an enemy team because he already did enough damage and saw all the bullets come through. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to go in. He's going to try and get some KP out of the situation. You never want to go an entire game without going for KP until the end. You at least want to go for 1 or 2 kills somewhere along the line when the opportunity presents itself. He's going to take the portal back to try and get a little aggressive, gets a stick on the Gibby, and then Reps immediately follows up with the scout shots, and then he calls it out, yells it to his teammates. Snipe Down comes in with the Hemlock and helps him clean it up. Huge, huge play from TSM. That is a really, really strong play. They got to knock, they got to clean up. One of their priority teams, which is in Market, who's one of the big teams that's going to be contesting them later on, just brought them down to a 2-man. So now they're going to be much, much less confident and less likely to push into their position or take the fight on them at any point in time. So that just solidified their position that much more.
Are we going for package? They pulled back south. We just need to stay here and hold out north. We need to hold out north hard. I got an extra bat. I got PK. I'm dropping in the Evo with no bolt.
Okay.
I have a massive no bolt.
We have to hold that building you guys are on.
Yeah, yes.
Have to hold that shit.
Yes.
The Apex Gods literally just told TSM that they're going to win this game with that care package.
They have purples.
That was so big. I'm so jealous.
We kind of need to hold them out with zone.
There's another team. There's another team right over here as well. Yeah. Like to our east. That's in the pit area.
Okay, another really big brain play. So Snipe Down kind of called that there was a team that portaled in onto their east side, and they know that they have to hold out the north side because the zone is splitting their compound in half. Right here, they're going to take a big engagement. They didn't want to push out because they knew the team was still holding height. If they push out of their position, they get beamed from height. Again, it's one of those things. Is 3 KP worth losing the game? Absolutely not. You want to stay in the game. So if you know that that team is height and you know you're going to die, even if you get the kills, it's not worth pushing out on. Hold your position. Wait for a good opportunity. Right here, it looks like they're kind of giving up this backside building, but they definitely don't want to fully give it up. Holding this split hold is huge. He's got scan on 2 separate teams. They know that this is just a duo, so they're going to go ahead and burn bubble. They're going to take the bubble fight. PK, R9, Hal, and Reps come in with the duo, smack them both, and now they immediately shift focus to this team that's outside the wall. We're going to take a quick pause here. So essentially what was going on right there? They have to make sure that they prioritize their targets. They know that there are 2 teams there specifically because of the scan, but also because of the knowledge that they had prior to that. The reason they focused the team in their compound, pretty obvious. If they start getting aggressed by a team outside of the compound, then they're going to put themselves in a pinch if they have to counter that. So what they do first, they burn bubble, they take a bubble fight, knowing that Hal has a Peacekeeper and an R9. That's pretty much a free dub. You get the Gibby in there with a shotgun as well, and that's a free win. They take out the duo, and then they immediately, without missing a beat, without looting, without doing anything stupid, they reset by immediately shifting focus onto the team that's coming in from the east side trying to jump their wall. That other team is looking for a third party. They know that some noxious happened, some damage just came through, so they want to take advantage of that and come in and try and take the third party to steal this compound from TSM. Maybe they know it's TSM, maybe not. I don't know if they checked the kill feed, but we're gonna watch and we're gonna go ahead and see how this fight plays out. They're instantly gonna start zoning and controlling their space outside of the wall to ensure that that team does not get in for free. They were able to burn bubble. That is huge, especially for a team that's running a Gibraltar like TSM is. I want to go ahead and slow this back down to 1 speed. Now, burning the bubble there is such a big resource burn. That is the biggest resource that a Gibby team has, especially knowing that you're a Gibby team and you have your own bubble to play with. If you can take a bubble fight without the enemy Gibby having a bubble to respond with, that is huge. That's pretty much a free fight win. Now, that being said, the other enemy team did run and reset a little far back for them to be comfortable chasing that. So instead of chasing it, again, they're playing for the win. They want to win this game. 3 extra KP would be nice, but it's not going to win them this tournament. It's not going to win them this game. So they go ahead and fall back, and Hal instantly switches gears and starts scouting out the rest of the zone. I slowed the game back down to 1x speed. So this is the normal speed that everything was actually happening at. He's going to be holding this high ground, and he's literally just constantly moving, doesn't want to take like a Kraber to the head or anything crazy, and it looks like they're not only scouting, but they're also hunting. They want to clear their backs to ensure that they have a free rotation into zone. 9 other teams left alive with them. They want to make sure that their backs are clear. They take out Complexity behind them. That was the team that was going to aggress them, so that's huge. They know the entire backside of where they're holding zone from is open, and they find a little nook that they can get into zone and let the zone play out. They want to wait for a lot of these teams to die. If they go in too soon, they're going to end up getting focused by a lot of people. You never want to make yourself the high priority target in an end zone, especially anything past round 3. You never want to make yourself the high priority target. So right there, Hal took a second. He tried to poke out to market to see if he could farm some kills. After Snipe Down put the scan out, he saw that there were around, I think there was like 2 or 3 teams in there. So they thought that they might be able to run up behind them and get a couple kills, but that ended up not happening as the team from Broken put a lot of damage on Hal as he was running up, and same thing to Reps, so they ended up backing off that with the portal. Really smart play. It's totally okay to burn portal there. You want to make sure that all 3 of your teammates are alive in endgame. Very, very rarely does a team ever win in this high-level competitive play without all 3 members of their team up. Right now, this is another planning phase. Just like the beginning of the game, they're starting to plan their next move. They're talking about how they're going to rotate in. I'm going to turn the volume up for this one so you guys can hear exactly what they're talking about.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, well, north side is
I was about to go away.
I dropped the 2x if anyone wants.
I don't need it.
I see a portal from height.
I'm going to try and stay quiet here as much as possible so you guys can hear exactly how they're working through their late game strat.
I'm going to be ulting here.
Yes, do it. You have to. We have no extra bats, right?
No bats.
Okay. Get ready to climb.
Just walk away.
You have to preemptively bubble.
They're looking at us.
Move now. Come on. Preemptively bubble now. No.
I did.
Good. Hold this.
Yeah. I'm looking. Start playing this.
Kill the raid.
Punch it on him. Play safe.
Oh, finish this.
On me.
Last 2 teams.
Get these kills.
All dead.
Go!
Let's go.
Shit.
Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go, baby.
Good shit, Snipe. Good shit.
Good fucking job, boys.
That was intense. Okay, so let me do a quick breakdown of exactly what went on. So, as you saw, they had that position on the side of zone. They knew that their backs were clear. Their left and their right were both clear, so they didn't have to worry about their close. The only thing they had to prioritize was what was going on in front of them, that being all the fights that they allowed to already begin before they got in. Now, the preemptive bubble, the reason that is so that they can get into zone. They have a safe place to play in zone without needing external cover, like natural cover, things like trucks, containers, high ground, levees, things like that. Instead, they use the bubble so that they can get in for free and get information on the zone. You hear Snipe Down roll left, and he peeks the fight on the low ground and starts screaming, which is perfectly okay, and it's exactly what you should be doing if you have a high priority situation like that. He needed his teammates to swing left with him so that they could pick up as many kill points in the end game as possible to stretch that lead as far as they could. They ended up getting the kills on the low ground, and even before that Wraith comes out of Wraith form and gets killed, you already hear them start to slow themselves down. Hal pulls in the reins. He doesn't want Reps and Snipe Down to start going crazy and chasing after things and getting knocked unnecessarily. So play safe, we win here. After Reps gets the knock on the low ground or finishes the Wraith, cleans that team up, he already is telling Hal, help Snipe Down, I'm good. That's pretty much in Hal's mind. That's just resetting. Okay, Reps is good, I'm turning around. Instantly starts going back to start assisting Snipe Down to clean up those kills. Easy cleanup. Everybody was already broken shields. I don't think anyone was really thinking about the fact that there was another team that they didn't account for. And TSM comes up with a huge win right there. That was really solid. I think they came away with like 11 kills or something like that. Some crazy 9 or 11 kills. Really solid game from them. So again, this is exactly textbook how you play positioning. If you ever want to learn how to play a position as effectively as you possibly can, please go watch TSM Imperial Hal on Twitch, TSM Reps, or Snipe Down on Twitch. They are absolutely incredible. They also have YouTube channels. I'm going to link all their stuff down below. Again, anyone watching this YouTube video is already subbed to them, follows them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I still want to just go ahead and I want to forward anyone that doesn't know about them to go check them out. Learn how to play positioning from them. Their brains are huge. They're pulsating. I don't know how they fit in their heads. Again, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. This is it for me. I'm going to be uploading another video next week on Wednesday. Every Wednesday and Friday, my videos are going to be coming out. So please, if you could, drop a like, subscribe, drop a comment, tell me how stupid I am and how bad this breakdown was. It'd be super awesome for me, helps out the algorithm. But that's it for me. So this has been your friendly Apex Legends coach, Ninja Cowboy, and peace!